Hi, my name is Marilyn McCullough, and I'm the Executive Director of the Carrie Dickerson Foundation. And I'm here with our great friend Eva Unterman, who is a wonderful supporter of the foundation and has been a great friend to us all these years. So we're here to talk about our experiences working with Carrie Dickerson as she fought off the Black Fox nuclear power plant. And you see her book right here, and the fact that she used her quilting as a means of raising money and connecting with people. It was something that she knew from childhood. She had learned to quilt with the women in her family. And so when she wrote her book about her experiences of stopping Black Fox, she thought, and we agree, that the image of her as a quilter with her needle and her thimble was a perfect metaphor. So I want Eva to tell us a little bit about this beautiful quilt square that she has.
I'm Eva Unterman, and I am very happy to participate in this discussion. Carrie Dickerson was a good friend of mine. She was really a visionary. Carrie thought of wind energy, sun energy, way before most people even gave it a second thought. She was determined to stop Black Fox nuclear power plant from being built near Inola, where she and her husband have lived, where they had their farm and a nursing home. And she is, to this day, an inspiration, I think, to most, particularly women, who have either known her or know about her, and we are really trying to acquaint others with Carrie Dickerson. This here is one quilt, if I may hold it up like this, that I am very happy to have with Carrie's signature. And as Marilyn said, she made the quilts to raise money to stop the Black Fox power plant from being built. I remember when I first met Carrie, it had to be late 70s or perhaps early 80s. And my daughter Michelle and I we were going through an exhibit place where other people were showing their handiwork, and there was this lady sitting and stitching. And I thought, isn't that beautiful? And we started a conversation. And from then on, I sort of followed her, what she was doing. I wasn't able to participate financially in a big way, but Carrie made and sold her quilts at Tulsa State Fair. And I often joined her there in her effort to show and sell the quilts. And we also have that Marilyn is holding beautiful greeting cards with Carrie's design. And it tells on the back about Carrie and what these cards represent. So Marilyn knows more about this than I do, but I really enjoy sending these cards to my relatives and friends.
Yeah, Eva's probably our best supporter of these cards, because these are the only greeting cards she uses.
That's all.
This was Carrie's idea, was that you would buy these cards and then you would insert a piece of folded paper in here and write your message on that, and then you'd send it to your friend or family member, whoever you were writing to. Then they would take out the note that you had put in, then they would fold a piece of paper with their note in and send it again. So it was an early recycling idea, really recycling. You know, Carrie was about conservation, she was about renewable sources of energy, she was about recycling. She didn't just come in and say, no nukes and that's it. In fact, she said her husband told her, you can't tell them, the people, what they can't have without offering them something else to make the trade, so that they see in their mind that you care about what's going on. And so that's what she did. She was tireless in promoting wind and solar energy. And once Black Fox was called off, when she had kept it in legal intervention so long that PSO gave up, she began immediately working on promoting wind power, and she wrote a wind power book for children. So I learned so much from Carrie because she was always civil, she was always calm, she was a very gentle personality, but she was very tough. She was indomitable, and people knew the people that she was not fighting against, but in battle with, because of the environment and because of the nuclear plant. They knew that she meant business, that she was well educated, she was well informed, and she was committed. So I learned from her.
Yes, and so have I. As a matter of fact, to this day, I often think of Carrie when I have to quickly come up with an answer to something when I'm being interviewed by some people. Because when Carrie was originally asked by, I believe, the Tulsa World, who did she represent? What was all this about? How did this lady from Inola know anything about nuclear waste, which of course not many people realize that it wouldn't go away, like many lifetimes. So Carrie, right at that moment, when asked, who do you represent? She said, Citizens for Safe Energy. And she came up with it before there was a single person, before there was any organization. And that became CASE. But she was quick thinking and always knew the correct thing to say to people. And as Marilyn said, always friendly, always calm, never rushing. And meeting her, this gentle lady doing her stitching, you would not think or know what a powerhouse of a person she really was. So I think she's an inspiration to many of us, and I'm just happy to have known her.
Me too. And the whole crux of, I found it on one of the newspaper clippings I was scanning yesterday, the power of one.
Correct.
One
Very
person
important.
can make a difference, and we want people to know not to be hopeless and not to be discouraged. The power of one becomes the power of many, just like Eva and me.
Well, this is something that I truly believe and know from Carrie and from personal experience. But I learned a great deal from this gentle lady who had a vision, and she studied, she researched, she knew everything eventually that there was to be known. And when PSO decided not to continue the building, eventually there was no animosity between them and Carrie. They became, as a matter of fact, they wrote eventually and thanked her, because at that time it was the right thing to do, was to stop it, even though they started already a bit of a construction.
Right.
And we in Oklahoma, I think we should all be grateful whenever there have been in the past disasters, nuclear plants, wherever something went wrong and the entire community and surrounding areas stayed uninhabitable for years. If it were not for Carrie, we might have had that unnecessary nuclear plant in Oklahoma. We have enough wind and enough sun that we do not need to depend on any other source of energy. We just need to use these wonderful options that we have.
I couldn't say another word better. Amen. Thank you, Eva. Thank you for watching.